Let's work on our feet and ankles. The more stability we have in the foundation of our standing poses, the more it protects our knees and opens our hips nicely. So we'll begin seated on a chair without cushions, and a chair without arms. Let's begin. Come forward on the front of your chair seat. Place your hands right at the thighs or at the knees. Lift your heels up, take them down. Lift your heels up and down. Press down through the ball mount of the big toe to lift the heels up and down. Repeat this action in plantar flexion of the foot. Now press your heels down and lift your toes up. Draw your toes down, lift your toes up, draw them down, lift up, draw your toes down, lift up, toes down, lift up, toes down, lift up, toes down, lift up. Now to get a little bit more strength in the ankles, let's do the Zig Zag move. I've done this in several other videos, and it's one of the greatest things to work on the ankles. So draw your heels to one side in this zigzag motion, then the opposite side, and back to center, and to one side, and to the opposite side, back to center. So now let's try that with yoga poses. Step wide. Turn your right toes out. Stretch your left foot back so that the left leg is straight. Now press down through the right foot, and maybe you can even lift yourself just slightly or make yourself lighter on the chair. From there, reach your arms out, look out over your right hand, come to a strong warrior two pose. Release your hands down, step your feet together. Rather than fatiguing the muscles for 30 to 50 repetitions, let's just do the actions that we did, lifting the heels. Now lifting the toes for dorsiflexion of the foot. Just a few repetitions. Now swinging the heels, one side to the opposite side, back to center. Now zigzagging the feet. When we get muscle fatigue and you do too many repetitions, you don't often want to repeat the actions. But if you squeeze these actions in between your poses, sometimes it's just a little bit easier to do the practice. As you come back to center, step wide again, turn your left toes out, straighten your right leg, press through the back foot, press through the front foot, and see if you can just get a little bit lighter on your chair. Maybe even lift yourself off the chair just slightly. From here, come to warrior two pose again. Just get nice strength in the pose. As you press down through the back foot, see if you can get lighter on your chair seat. Release your hands. Step your feet back to parallel. Do the action again. Lift your heels several times. Now lift your toes several times. Now keep your heels down. Move your toes side to side. And do the zigzag action. Come back to the center position. Step your feet nice and wide apart again. Turn your right toes out. Keep your back leg strongly rooted. Take your forearm down to the top of the thigh. Reach your left arm up and over your head for this nice stretch of the side body. Inhale, rise up, come back to the center position. Take your left foot out, your right foot back. Take your forearm down. With the left forearm down, reach your right arm up, spread your fingers, reach over. Now see if you can get that lightness, almost like you're trying to lift yourself off the chair seat. Get length here. And inhale, rise up. Take your feet back to the center position. Now draw your right foot in such a way, not under the chair, but right at the midpoint of your stance as you step your left foot wide, like we've been doing, and the heel of the right foot wants to draw back toward the left foot. See if you can activate your left foot by dorsiflexion of the ankle. Lift your toes up with your right heel engaged, right foot almost vertical. Press down through the base of the big toes. See if you can get light on your pelvis by pressing into the chair. Keep on reaching from the pelvis to the knee and release out of your pose. Come back to the center position. Now with the left foot, place it right at the midpoint. Have your heel lifted. Reach from the pelvis to the knee. Reach your right foot out. Lift your toes up. See if you can really get a nice hip opening here with your hands to the chair. Make your pelvis just a little bit lighter on the seat as you lift up slightly. As you keep the heel vertical, really working the ankle, the footwork that we've already done. Release yourself out of the pose. Now, if you're feeling comfortable in that action, let's see if we can go a little bit deeper. So take the right foot right at the midline, turn your knee out, extend your left foot out, have your hands to the chair seat, take the heads of your arm bones back. See if you can lift yourself slightly off the chair seat and maybe draw down. Inhale, lift yourself up. Release yourself back to the chair seat. Try it on the opposite side. Center your left foot. Create a nice vertical alignment with your left foot. Reach your right foot out. Spread your toes. Draw in from the spread toes to the pelvis. See if you can get lighter on your sits bones. Keep on extending from the pelvis to the kneecap. And maybe lift slightly off the chair. Maybe draw yourself deeper into the pose. And inhale, lift yourself up. And finally, release back to the center position to take both feet centered now. With your feet together, come forward on your chair seat. Hold on to the chair. With your feet together, can you get the base of the big toe? The base of the baby toe, that's a little more challenging. To press down. Now the inner heel can touch. Can the outer heel touch? As you're reaching from the pelvis to the kneecap with the feet pulling in toward the midline, see if you can help support yourself and maybe draw yourself down just slightly off the chair seat. Come back to the center position. Draw your knees together. Step your feet away from the midline and feet parallel. Just release your hands and close your eyes. In this practice where we work on the feet and ankle strength, we combine these actions into our yoga practice to bring a greater foundation. Just let this time be a time where you just assimilate the actions that we did. You soften your facial muscles. You create this felt sense of ease. Enjoy this time of assimilating the actions that you did in the practice. Namaste.